Hello everyone, we're here at the sideboard at the StarCityGames.com Atlanta Invitational with Ali Aintrazi.
Hello everyone.
Ali is a new hire at StarCityGames.com. How are you liking the gig so far? I know it's been your first week, so...
Actually, I haven't worked yet.
You haven't worked yet?
I start work Tuesday.
Slacking already.
It's true.
All right, well, you're going to do some work this weekend, hopefully.
Hopefully.
In the Invitational, and you're playing the Solar Flare with Thragtusks deck that has caught on a little bit online. Been enjoying some, I think more of a tier 1.5, tier 2 stats, not really a heavily played deck yet.
For sure, yeah.
You think that's going to change in the next week?
Probably not. I don't think so. It's too late, obviously.
Okay. So what are the main advantages that going into Esper, or going into Thragtusks rather than going into Esper?
Thragtusks help you with your worst matchups, like zombies or any fast red deck or even humans. There's some way to stall the game out longer. Because your late game is obviously better than everyone else.
One of the difficulties with the deck is obviously you're trying to win with Sun Titan by getting to that late game. Are there any decks that you feel present a stronger late game that sort of you're just stalling yourself into the death there?
Maybe Trading Post.
Trading Post?
I don't think the deck's that good.
Okay.
So.
Well, let's run through the deck really quickly. We've obviously got the Phantasmal Image Sun Titan interaction along with Unbarrow Rights, which is where the deck obviously got its Solar Flare namesake. But one of the cards that's missing from your build that most builds incorporate, especially due to its synergy with Forbidden Alchemy, is Lingering Souls.
Yeah.
What's up with Lingering Souls?
I actually moved to the sideboard because Lingering Souls feels only good against Delver. So it's otherwise just a Fog variant almost that can sometimes win the game. But even main deck against Blue Black or any control deck, most people are running Curse Death's Hold, so it's not even that good.
Sure.
So I just want it usually against Delver decks. So I moved to the sideboard.
You said Fog variant. Did you ever try out Fog Bank?
I thought about it actually.
Thought about it?
Yes, but I didn't do it.
How conservative for you.
I know. I wanted to do it, but I don't know.
Were you concerned
about?
Were you concerned about moving the Lingering Souls to the sideboard, considering Invitationals are usually such Delver-heavy fields?
Yeah, I was, but I was also afraid of zombies, and it feels like Lingering Souls just feels like a Blood Artist or a Brimstone Volley, so I felt like probably not necessary.
Okay. Another interesting kind of change-up is your mix of removal. It's slightly different from most Solar Flare lists that we've seen in the past. You've got the Oblivion Rings, which there's usually one or two. You've got 2 Go for the Throats, no Doom Blades. You've got 2 Ratchet Bombs, and you've got 2 Deadweights, which is usually a one or none or a sideboard card option. So what do you like about Deadweight primarily?
I just like the early game of it for Delver or Drygrab Pool. Also the fact that sometimes it brings it back. This usually is Tragic Slip, but it's not Pester Mages. But
sure.
The synergy with Sun Titan is really good. Also, it kills Mirror Crusader and Geist Draft with Sun Titan recursion. So
it's handy to know. It also kind of helps you hedge on your Phantasmal Images. You're only running 3 as opposed to 4 because you have that solution of Geist Draft via the Sun Titan. Your mana base. One of the most interesting things I find about constructing Solar Flare lists, especially the 4-color variant, is getting the mana to work. And one of the more strange things that comes up is often the debate between the M10 and Innistrad duels against the Scars of Mirrodin duels. You've obviously opted for a few more of the M10s and their synergy with Evolving Wilds. What kind of tears you away from the Scars duels in that setup?
Well, like you said, I have about 10 basics, or if you count these.
Sure, so functionally 10.
Yeah, functionally 10. And I also want most of my lanes to come play untapped if possible. So that's my main goal. Just because I want to. Usually if you have the Scars lands, you get mana 3 fast, but after that you're slow.
Sure.
And I really want to cast Thragtusk on turn 5 if I can.
Yeah, I was about to say, is Day of Judgment on turn 4
yeah,
a major
exactly.
consideration?
Yeah.
Notice all of the lands we've selected are definitely white ones, so...
Yes.
Yep. I think that's pretty important to note. Is there anything else you want to say about the main deck before we shift on over to the sideboard?
I don't think so.
Alright. Moving to the sideboard, most of it's standard fare for an Esper colored control deck. You don't have any green cards. Most of the green's just for Thragtusk in the main.
Yep.
But there are a few options. We've already talked about the Lingering Souls, which you move to the board, and we know you bring those in against Delver. What about the Mimic Vat?
Mimic Vat's for mirror matches or any deck that's trying to go long, even Trading Post. I can take the Wormcoil Engines, and I probably, if I'm on the play, I'll bring it against zombies. So I can take their messengers or Grave Crawlers.
Sure.
Just to hold out. If I ever get Thragtusk under it, then it's almost GG.
Yeah, one of the neat tricks with a Mimic Vat is that you can use it to shut off all the Undying from a Growl's Messenger. Yep. It's a handy one to learn. You guys back at home. I didn't know that one until a few months ago. So yeah, I really like the Mimic Vat, especially in a deck like this where you're already presenting like no reason for them to have any kind of way to really handle an artifact. The only card that might like cross over with that threat is an Oblivion Ring, which is only going to be relevant in the mirror, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. You also have 2 more Planeswalkers, Liliana the Veil and Sorin, but only one of each. Where are the matchups where you like them both? Because I have a feeling it's not the same ones.
Yeah.
Right?
Most time, yeah. Like Sorin, I'll bring in against like probably against zombies again. Liliana is more so for control. Like any slow deck, blue black, even slow player again. I'll bring both of them against control again. Control because Planeswalker's always good against control.
Sure.
Sorin, he's I don't know. Like he's okay. He's definitely an iffy slot in the sideboard, but I think his lifelink is pretty relevant. So
Ollie's doing this deck tech before the tournament, and he's going to definitely just cut that Sorin like right after we're done.
Maybe.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it. All right. And we've also got Grave Titan as a sideboard fatty of choice. So what's the matchup where you want a Grave Titan?
Against the control decks or decks that like may want graveyard hit you, you can just put your caverns on giant still, and just cast Grave Titan and just like ignore your graveyard and just still bash them with a big fatty.
It's handy. Sometimes 10 power just wins games, right?
Yeah, exactly. I want to win like a Karn, but they're playing against you to bring in like counter spells.
Right.
So usually it's better to go big creatures instead of big planeswalkers.
Yeah, you don't want to make the negates and dissipates better than they already are because they're already
insane.
Clearly pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, well, Ollie, I'm going to go ahead and let you get back to editing your deck list for the tournament. Thanks for stopping into the booth.
Appreciate it.